So I am on the iPadOS 26 developer beta. This new update brings the Liquid Glass UI, which I gotta be honest, is not as much of an overhaul as I thought it was going to be. Photos app is largely the same, but now we have the ability to browse in a collections view, which is much more similar to what we had before the last iOS update. We now have a phone app on the iPad as well, which means we should be able to make calls directly from our iPad. However, as of now, I don't believe any carriers are supporting this kind of handoff phone calling feature where the iPad taps into your phone to use those numbers to call, but that should be something we're seeing in the future. And the biggest change is we can now resize windows and have them free floating just as you would on Mac, and you can put them pretty much anywhere you want and they will stick there. And something really, really cool that I did not think we'd be able to have is that the contextual menu bar can still be accessed without being hooked up to a keyboard. All you have to do is do a light swipe down at the top and you can access that contextual menu. For my DaVinci Resolve users out there, the contextual menu does work. We do get more options in the menu. However, it's still not the full-fledged options you would get on Resolve, but it is contextual. If we go to the color on the cut page, it just says auto color. However, if we go to the color page itself, come on, and then we hit the color contextual menu, we're given a lot more options. We're also now supposed to be getting Apple Intelligence features like live translation, both in calls and text. And now we can also leverage ChatGPT in more places, such as Image Playground, where here I have an image generated and I can send it to ChatGPT and it can give me something that is more of an oil painting, and Apple will connect to ChatGPT through my account. I'm not sure why I would use Image Playground versus just going to ChatGPT and doing it there, but it is nice to see that if Apple needs more time for their large language model or their improved Siri, they are giving us access to ChatGPT in more places. I would have liked to see some Gemini integration, but right now I think it's just ChatGPT. And lastly, we have a new games app where all of our games on device will live, and although it looks promising, right now it is experiencing issues. Obviously, like here, it thinks that the news app is a game that I like to play, which I don't ever play games with my news app. And the last thing I'll say is because this is a developer beta, it is fairly buggy. I would not recommend putting this on your main device. I put it on my iPad mini, but honestly, there's not a lot of features in there that are like, I need to have them right now. So after I finish recording this video, I'm going to be erasing my iPad and going back to the standard version of iPadOS. There's some promising stuff, but it's not anything that you need to rush and deal with the bugs in order to have.